So it was the first like communication with Meow in the Mokjuk community, and he mentioned like two things, like the Zero Hub, which later became like ZeroBoy.club, and Manifesto. So like things to do, or probably like things that would be great to do. And ZeroBoy.club was done by Cinco, and now we have the manifesto after like 170 days plus. Long journey, huh? And so probably it was like 35 days of active work, and probably like the last 10 days just reviews and going back and forth and doing like minor design changes and minor text changes. Okay, so moving on to the design intricacies. So here we see, like, can you see it says V0. Now V0 allowing for the evolution of ethos, inclusivity, and adaptations. So whatever you see in Manifesto now, if the ethos evolves to encompass more things, or if, for example, some of the terminologies change and some new roles are adapted, like ZSO, etc., in the future, and the story includes more, we can always like evolve the manifesto to V1, V2, etc. So it doesn't. So it leaves room for improvement and evolution as we go forward. So it's not a thing like set in stone, and then somewhere in the future, like we wish we left room to change it. And actually, like just by putting V0 there, excuse me, we actually allowed us room for adaptation and evolution. And the main colors, of course, yin and yang, like black and white. Now,
Albert, if I may, guys, what do you think about it so far? Rolex, what do you think? Sorry, who else is? Where'd Rolex go? Who else is still here? Oh, what do you think?
Feel free to jump in, guys. Feel free to jump in.
Guys,
Soldier.
Let's go, soldier. Anyways,
what do you think?
so when it comes to the coloring, can you see like zero mindset, and like there's like yellow stars, and the signatures are in the family of yellow. Now, can you see like zero, for example, it represents like the zero role colors. For example, two sides of zero, for example, zero mindset and zero culture. The stars are the same color, indicating that zeros, actually the community, are the stars. And actually, like the community is also represented in yellow. So there is a story within a story in the coloring and in the theme used. Now you can see the top symbols there, like starting from the left, like serenity, freedom, unity, and down there, stability, infinity, and balance. Also, guys, please feel free to interrupt anytime if you have a question or any ideas you would like to share, or just an opinion. Please feel free to do so.
Anytime, Alba. It's horrible. It's horribly fantastic.
Yeah, I think it turned out like very great. I think it was worth the wait. Yeah.
Yes, I think it's just perfect as it is. It doesn't need any more work. You just did a great job, and the entire community. It's just good as it is. I think at least.
Yeah, it was a very long journey. Like thinking about the interactions just with the designer, I think they went like above, considering like the work in slides, the work in Discord. I think just the interactions just with the designer went like probably above like 6,000 messages, and so much back and forth. But very happy where it is right now. And I think like we had to do the father with son and the little marquee at the top. Now it's an iconic image, very important. And also there like all the community, including like Meow, watching the zero like from below in admiration. Like just looking at it and feeling its awe, like its beauty. I think Mac nailed this place, this part. Now, can you see very interesting detail here? Yeah, like can you see this guy with a black hoodie? And the quote is actually written there, but it cannot be seen, because it's like microscopic. And now we have like the cat. Of course, we meant by that to represent Meow with a white hoodie and a big zero in the back. And actually, like the quote is that it is in the hoodie is like the lower arc. It's written on the lower arc inside zero.
Fucking zeros.
Now we have the potato trying to be a planet, which is in the top, and we have the piglet trying to be a lion, which is at the bottom, and cats and cadets. Of course, we are very linked with cats and cadets and Jupiter, so thought was a good intricacy to put there. And actually, like this quote, like potato trying to be a planet and piglet trying to be a lion, it's so important, and that's why we put it on the upper arc of zero, because it's a very important part of history. Like yeah, and these are, for example, the freedom, wholeness, serenity, harmony, stability, unity, neutrality, and balance. These are positive philosophical synonyms of zero. And for example, if you look inside zero, you have some of the most famous quotes from, by Meow, following a mini story order. So actually they have a chronology to it, when you read through it. So it's not very dejected. It's an intention that it's actually like a mini story. It's all linked, and we have Meow signature in the heart of Manifesto, which also like it's same as zero is highlighted like with a goldish line.
Can I jump in, Albert? Saul, have we got your signature on the manifesto? What do you think about the manifesto?
What do you mean?
No, Saul.
Hmm?
Is it a question for Saul?
Ah, okay. Maybe he's answering in the chat, like by text. Let me check.
Sorry, I'm answering and I haven't got my mic on either. No, he hasn't got his mic on. But Saul, in chat, what do you think? What do you think about it? Have you got your signature on there? What do you think about it? Does it reflect your views?
I think like it's the best representation and the best collection of principles we have done until now, like hands down. And think like it will set us for the future, because it's such a compact thing. You actually like by reading it, you are not missing anything.
Yeah, so absolutely, Saul. I joined because it has a great community, and I saw how Meow supported it. So yours truly, the only reason I'm here is because Meow invited us. You know, day zero, we were all of us gifted this test token that was going to zero, that was absolutely worthless. And here we are. And that's why we're here.
I mean, like, I'll use this moment to make a point. Like, think about it, how spontaneous it was, right? So there was this test token, and obviously, like, the team was passionate about it, right? You know, because it was like a historical moment for Jupiter. You know, the launch of Jupe, insane. And then there was they used Mock Jupe to test it, right? And there was this channel. And in this channel, everyone was saying, hey, this test token will go to zero, right? Send it to zero. Don't buy it. I mean, it's a test token, right? After the main, test tokens usually are forgotten. Like, no one cares, right? And then you have this combination, like from the other side, Meow, for example, who has been embodying the zero values, like for a long time as a founder, because when you are in the position of a founder, it's like a kind of a must to handle the side of the expectation and the side of promises and everything, you know, because it's like yeah, it's like a mindset that it's very helpful in that situation, especially like the zero-ish side, which is like catering more to balance. And actually, like most of the founders are fed up with the focus on price and moon, and they actually like cannot do like free flowing like creativity because the communities are so focused on pump and price, you know, and the moon culture. So basically, like the zero focus on this side of Meow and the zero focus from the side of Meow actually like gave birth to the zero community and the development of ethos and memes and everything. So it's quite interesting actually. Like the spontaneity of it is like very beautiful, you know. And this is another point, like to mention how important like the test token and the ethos, how important are they to the story and everything like we do, right?
Absolutely. You know, it's why I always say there are 3 videos that the guys have put together that explain the ethos. Absolutely. And the first is that Goonies clip. The stupidest thing we ever did was put real money into the test token. And here we are. That is day zero. And that's why we're here. Because somehow, degens that we are, we thought it was a good idea to throw real money into the test token.
And here we are, right? Building a culture, building an ethos.
And here we are, building a culture, building an ethos. Tell me about degen culture. We are the living embodiment of degen culture.
Exactly. And like this is also like a good transition. Like we hope for no bulls, we fear for no bears, right? It's
Who gives a shit about the bulls and the bears?
it's like
Fuck
yeah.
them all equally.
So,
Who gives a shit? We don't give a shit. That's why we're here.
So basically, like this ends the zero mindset like category. Like we hope for no bulls, we fear for no bears. And actually, like look at these following quotes, like in the foot of zero, like bearish, wish for pump, will sell, zero-ish, no wishes, shut the fuck up, happy. I mean, what's better than that? Come on. Yeah. Very strong quotes, you know, like very strong.
0, 0, 0.
And throughout like these intricacies and these small details, I think like one can make as much positive connections as possible. You know, you can take your mouse and draw lines, and you will have all sort of stories within stories. If you
Here.
Yeah, if you know like the past and everything, you can actually probably like write a mini booklet or a pamphlet out of this, just by connecting the dots.
We draw a line between all of us here. We can say what no one else can say. We are here together.
Exactly, exactly. And it's like very important to know the scope, For example, think about how zero mindset tackles the individual, and how PPP tackles the collective, a community as a collective, like how they behave. I think you cannot have PPP communities without improving the general awareness of the individual inside the community. And that's why zero is such a powerful stimulant for the whole PPP narrative. They go together in perfect synchrony. It's like, I don't know if you guys have seen the what it's like a merge situation where two things merge and something better evolves, like something better comes into fruition. And I think always keep in mind that both PPP and zero actually started at the same time. I need to double check, but it's probably likely that actually zero started a bit in before PPP. I'm not sure, but the window of time difference is extremely small. But they
Dude,
both
it's zero,
started.
it's zero first. And
But they
look at
both
Meow's
started at the
messages.
same time by Meow.
And zero is eternal. PPP is a new concept, but zero is eternal.
And I think because we haven't made a public attempt to represent our values in terms of before uniforming and aligning our own ethos, and our own identity, because that's more important first before telling the neighbors who we are, right? I think once this part is done and we try to communicate our values to the space, and in a more broader sense, in Web3 and to other PPP communities and etc., through collabs and spaces, I think actually zero will have a very good place alongside PPP as a great noble cause for change, for shifting psychology from PvP to a PPP narrative. And actually, as the quote says, zero culture is a fuck you more culture. Thoughts, guys? Anyone can please jump in.
Anytime anyone says "fuck you," I'm in.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's just me. Come on. I grew up playing hockey. Yeah. Anyone says "fuck you," I'm in.
I mean, reading the comment, let's don't forget the zero idea. It's unique. It's so unique. And it's so special. It's so special. And I wish a lot more people would understand the gravity and scale of how powerful is what actually we are trying to do. It may look small now, but actually what actually the noble cause it has behind it, it's much bigger in scale that a lot of people would think.
Well, speak for yours, bro. It might look small in the mirror for you, but you put it on the table. I'm sorry, but it doesn't look small from my perspective.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I wish more the community would appreciate in a sense how grandiose is the cost. And it actually may take a lot of time, but that's not the issue, because
I wish as well that the community would recognize how well hung Alba is.
I mean,
0 centimeters.
that's yeah. In a sense, that's not important, not important. But especially like the I think the impact that we can have like alongside PPP is very strong, very strong. And I think like for example, Meow believes very strongly in it, and a lot of members of the community believe very strongly in it. And that's why like 8 months in, everyone is active. Everyone is like in a sense trying to put effort and actually like develop the story more and more. Because like the chapter 1 or chapter 0, however you want to call it in terms of stylistics, it's like only focusing on like alignment, uniformity, and identity. I think and we are after I think the manifesto is the hallmark of all this, because it actually like collects everything like in a very concise manner, which will help us tremendously in the future. And there are so many derivatives materials that can come from the manifesto as a follow-up, and so much education, which can actually like help with the identity. And once we have the identity, next we can move to structure, like ecosystem portal, meme hub, websites, locking, governance, etc., like actually move to build the infrastructure around zero, which is started some level, but I think like the next goal, or probably in the chapter 2, like a status of intent, I think that area has to be tackled and actually like brought to a very pleasant level. And something like important, we have Troop and Juice tomorrow, which should be super fun.
J&J.
Yeah, Oxaj is saying we'd love to see multiple. I mean, yeah, that's after we do this, like after we bring like awareness to the values and principles, and actually like when we feel like the community is actually in a good, actually like in a good spot in terms of what we embody, then we can move to infrastructure. Yeah. For example, and the same thing goes for PPP, right? So the PPP was just something going through tweets and posts and everyone jumping in the bandwagon and juke like PPP. Actually, like there was, I think like the clarity around that wasn't even formed until recently, when we actually like they tried to build the infrastructure around it, because the infrastructure was starting to be built, but still there was no correct definition about, is it pump player pump?
Yeah, but this is it.
Player...
Anytime I try to suggest we need to have definition.
Exactly.
We need to have clarity around policies and procedures. I get shot down because I'm a fucking banker. And why should we talk about this shit? We just want to be children and play around. And we don't need this shit.
So going back to Juke, right? So it's still an ongoing debate, like should it be pump player pump, should it be pump pair pump? What does a PPP mean in general? How can it be defined? It's still an ongoing topic, but because it has gotten so much awareness, and actually like the core principles of it are good, the Juke is building like the launch pad for PPP communities. Juke is building like the locking mechanism for the PPP communities, and Juke is building the PPP list, and probably much more infrastructure in the background, regarding the PPP. I think like zero like is following in the same footsteps. And actually like the manifesto probably is like the biggest win since our inception. I think that like the first attempt for coordinated, meaningful work to grow the zero community and to grow zero culture and mindset. What's the Zero Galaxy Show? With a weekly recap in the culture talk sections. And people actually like gathered on how to meaningfully like grow this beautiful mindset. And then the second attempt was with the zero terminology competition and the mini onboarding section that we did in Discord with the Book of Zero Zero Media quotes and tweets. And this is the final like onboarding, like the fruit of everything of the Zero Manifesto, which sets us up for a wonderful future.
Hear, hear.
And I'm very excited about it.
Hear, hear.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think? Jump in, say your thoughts, say your tweet, your opinion, and everything.
If I shared any more details, it might be considered intimate, and some might get embarrassed.
Yeah. Okay, so in Sunday we have another co-working session with Zhao. It will be a very interesting one, a very big one, as we actually like move to a new part of the story, which also will lead to creation of new roles and advancing the story even furthermore, and actually like getting closer and closer to closing the chapter 1. So in Sunday it will be awesome. It will be awesome. Okay, guys, this was
Let's go. 000.
Wish you guys a lovely week. I'll see you around in chat. And tomorrow, Jupe and Juice, it's the first public addressing from the Zero community.
Tomorrow is massive. Jupe and Juice tomorrow.
Crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, hurry. You're going to be there.
Always.
Yay. Bro, you got to be there, man.
Always.
Yeah, let's go. Official banner. I love it.
Yeah, let's go.
The first public addressing. I mean,
the very first.
I mean, we got here. Unbelievable. I don't know what to say.
Zeros assemble.
Wow. I mean, we have been through thick and thin of the community. Like, through thick and thin.
To zero and beyond.
Okay, give us another chance. Let's go.
Let's go. 000.
Okay, guys. Thank you for being part of this. Let's go. Wish you guys everyone a beautiful night. And I'll see you around in the chat.
Hey, love you Allah. Many thanks. 000.
Same. Many thanks, guys. See you. All the best.